So basically, Eclipse is about depression, anxiety, and all these other crazy things, but it kicks ass.
I was searching for adventure, then I saw my own reflection.
Okay, so my song Eclipse, it's new right now, 2019, but I actually wrote it back in 2012. I actually wrote it during a day when there was an actual solar eclipse here. So the lyrical content of the song is my interpretation of what at the time I felt was anxiety and depression, since it was so new to me. So the first verse goes like this.
My path had blurred away, the horizon washed into the rain, and there I was waiting in the dark for the snow to melt, for a chance to see again.
So there are a lot of references to snow, obviously in the music video, which I filmed in the snow, and of course in this verse. Not a lot of people know this about me, but I actually have something that some people call snow vision, and it's exactly what it sounds like. Basically, my vision, I see static all the time. I've learned to cope with it over the years, but back then in 2012, I had like one day I just woke up and I had anxiety, depression, and freaking snow vision, which is super weird. At the time, I was still figuring it out. It was the scariest thing ever because I thought I was gonna go blind. So there are a lot of references to snow taking control of my vision and things like that in the song. Yeah, I still have the snow vision to this day, and to be honest with you, I don't think it's ever gonna go away. But I know how to cope with it now. But back then, yeah, it was scary. I thought I was gonna go blind. So that's the story behind that lyric. Part B of the first verse goes like this. And excuse my singing, I didn't really warm up for this. I could not catch my breath. Would I survive into the next day? Into uncertainty I fell, and I gasped for breath, holding on to what was left. So for you guys with depression or anxiety, you know how when you're getting an anxiety or panic attack, you get a shortness of breath? That's literally what that lyric means. The second part of the chorus goes like this.
I collapsed under the pressure, felt the world erasing me, the sun eclipsing into me, burning my will.
So that second part of the chorus was my way of, and I don't think like this anymore. But back then, and I know a lot of people that are going through this think this way sometimes, it felt like I was alone, like I was the only person in the world that knew what I was feeling, what I was going through. But all these years later, I know there are a bunch of people and there are a lot of resources for you to not feel alone. Now, the sun eclipsing into me, burning my will. So, I mean, people with depression, sometimes you feel like you have no willpower. You're just chilling. You just want to do all these things. You want to get up. You want to go work out. You want to run. You want to make music. All these positive things that you want to do. But then, anxiety, depression, it just burns that away and you're left just sitting on the couch, wasting hours. It's a battle that I still fight with every single day of my life right now. That's what that part means. So then there's another reference to snow during the second verse. It goes like this. I tried to close my eyes, but the visions took control of them. And there I was, fighting in the dark, fighting for my life, fighting for another chance. So once again, we bring it back to the visions. Now at that point, I was struggling so much, I couldn't even sleep, because when I would close my eyes, I would still see all those little, the particles of snow, and they move. You would think that by closing your eyes you can get away from it. That was my way of saying like, yo, I'm going through this and it sucks. That lyric was my way of trying to understand it, rationalize what was going on. Now you'll notice that in this second verse, instead of being a theme of waiting in the dark to see what happens, there's more of a theme of fighting in the dark. It's not really a theme of winning the battle, but fighting the battle. At that point, that's the realization of just sitting here waiting for things to happen is not the way to do it. Nothing's gonna come out of that. You gotta get up, you gotta fight it, and it sucks, it's hard. And then of course there's that screaming part. When all your emotions, all the sadness, the anger, the depression, everything, the anxiety, they bottle up and then you just can't hold it anymore. You just want to cry, you want to scream, you want to punch something. So in the song, that scream, other than it sounds I think it sounds pretty fucking cool. It's meant to convey that frustration, just, instead of bottling it up, just letting it all out all at once. And in the music video, I wanted to convey that more in a physical way. So you see me, of course, on the ground, meaning that, I'm not winning the battle, otherwise I'd be standing up. But then I start slapping the ground, like, just screaming my ass off. I think I scared some children when we were filming the video. There were some kids, and I didn't want to scream too loud, but it looked fake if I didn't scream it. Yeah, they probably thought I was a psychopath while we were filming that. Now the bridge part, real quick, that part was supposed to be the hopeful part. At the point when I wrote the song, I tried to write lyrics for the bridge part. It was supposed to be like a hopeful part. I wrote some pretty decent lyrics, but they felt shoehorned in. Because at this point it's a battle that has not been won or resolved yet. I decided to do a guitar solo right there. The chord progression remains a little bit more hopeful. And then of course it goes back to the chorus, symbolizing that the battle is not over. It's still an ongoing battle. It ends with this eerie part. It doesn't resolve into a bright chord. At the end, it's meant to come full circle. In the beginning, there's a lot of synthesizers, but also there's backward vocals and crazy stereo effects meant to confuse you if you're listening on headphones. I wanted to convey that same confusion that was in the beginning of the song at the end of the song, because it's still a battle that hasn't been won and there's always new things popping up. The premise of the video is being stuck in the forest, trying to make it through this snowstorm. At the end, there's not a lot of snow falling, and you see me going into this clearing, which would normally mean like, okay, the journey's over, I made it out of the forest. But then it becomes nighttime at the very end of the video. That ending is meant to symbolize like, okay, like we made it out of this battle, but there's more battles, there's more struggles that are gonna come in life. Either that or it just looked cool and I'm just making all this stuff up. I don't know. Okay, so the composition of this song, I wanted to make something unique. An intro, we got a slow verse, an instrumental hook, verse, chorus, a guitar solo right after the first chorus, another verse, chorus, a bridge, another guitar solo, a final chorus, and an outro, So that was my goal from the beginning. I wanted to make something a little less conventional structure-wise. The song is in the key of A flat minor, so I didn't want to do anything with just, the white keys of the piano. I wanted to go more with the black keys. And there are a ton of synthesizers and organs, pianos that are in the song. If you listen through headphones, you'll hear a bunch of them. And it's kind of a bummer with music, listening through, a phone speaker or through just even headphones, that all these instruments, there must have been, honestly, there's probably like 50, 60 plus tracks in the song that include vocals, guitars, instruments, strings, synthesizers, whatever. That's why I released an instrumental version. Right now, as of this video, I only have that instrumental as a Spotify exclusive. The reason why I put out the instrumental is because there's a lot of instruments, a lot of little things that you are absolutely not gonna hear with the vocals version. So it'd be cool if you check that out. And about the music video, I want to make a behind the scenes video about it, since I got a lot of B-roll footage, behind the scenes things. My friends helped me out to film the music video. Basically, it was 2 days of shooting. It was in early January. We went to Santa Fe, New Mexico. There was a lot of snow out there. We just drove out to the mountains right there, and we literally scouted, like, okay, what's a good place to go? I saw this little clearing, and that's where we filmed the music video. And we were in the car. I was like, right there, that's where we're gonna film. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I might put out a behind the scenes video for shooting the video. I also have a Patreon page right now, patreon.com/lostinamemory. I took an entire month to make it awesome. You'll see for all the music videos that I've done, which is actually so many cover videos and original music videos, I did a little blog post about each and every one of them with behind the scenes info. There are also exclusive videos back on my Patreon, and more to come. There's a video of Eclipse, side by side, the raw footage on one side versus the footage where I added all the special effects. So that's really cool. You'll only find it on Patreon, so check that out. There are a cappella versions of my covers. There's instrumental versions of my covers too. You can find the demo version for Eclipse for free right now on my Patreon, so check that out. The links will be in the description of the video. And thank you guys so much for joining me in this behind the scenes look at Eclipse. I hope y'all have a great one, and stay tuned for my new song. I don't know if I should say the title of it right now, but if you made it this far, I might as well. The title of my new song that's coming out after Eclipse is called Hello My Friend. It's a very personal song that I wrote about a friend who is no longer with us. It's a great song. It's not really too sad, so definitely look forward to that. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this video, and I hope y'all have a great one. Peace.